So we spoke about our indirect hot water cylinder, which produces hot water for bathing, and we spoke about a buffer tank which buffers the water for our central heating. Now we have one that is combined. This is what we call tank in tank. So as you can see through this exploded cutaway view here, this the silver part at the top is our domestic hot water, and below it is our buffer. So it's what we call tank in tank. We have one tank within another tank. So this buffer is a large volume of water as opposed to a coil which transfers the energy. So for biomass and for heat pumps, absolutely perfect. We can use that as our buffer. And then our hot water cylinder, the recovery rate is extremely quick. It's not relying on a coil running through it. It's actually immersed in all of that hot water. So our hot water tank is heated from this primary water around it. And these tanks are also available with a solar coil in them. Obviously the solar needs to be put through a coil because it has glycol in it. So that will heat this water, and it's the cheapest form of heating. We can't use anything cheaper than the sun, so we would always use the solar in preference before we put in the heat pump or the biomass. And we have different tappings on these hot water tanks. So we have inputs and outputs. As we spoke earlier about underfloor, we would take the underfloor heating from the bottom of the tank. It's a cooler temperature. As temperature rises, the stratification of the water, and if we have some radiators upstairs, we would use the top tappings for the radiators. So we have a solution here that instead of having a separate buffer tank and a hot water cylinder, we have them combined in one. Okay, so this is the control system, the controller for our tank in tank. We have a thermostat which is indicating what the temperature of the stored water is, and we can have this area, we can install a small clock which we can do the control and control our appliance that's delivering that energy to it, and then we have various switches there, all which will control the temperature of the input and the output of our system water. So we've gone through the three types of tanks. We have a hot water storage tank we can deliver solar, biomass and a heat pump into. We have a buffer tank for storing water from biomass and heat pumps, and we can combine it all with a tank in tank.